I gave my mom the perfect Mother's Day gift, then watched her face as she realized what it really meant. My mom always bragged about being practically psychic when it came to her kids. She'd call right when we needed her, somehow knew when we were lying, claimed she had this special mom intuition that other parents just didn't possess. Growing up, it was equal parts annoying and impressive. She'd catch me sneaking out before I even made it to the front door. She'd pack extra lunch money on random days that turned out to be exactly when I'd forget mine. She always seemed to know precisely what we needed, when we needed it, like she could read our minds. "It's a mother's gift," she'd say with this knowing smile. "You'll understand when you have kids someday." But when I turned 18 and moved out for college, something started feeling really wrong about her supposedly supernatural abilities. She'd text me literally seconds after I got bad news, like the moment I hung up from a devastating phone call. She'd show up at my apartment with soup when I was getting sick, but before I'd told anyone I wasn't feeling well. She'd call my friends asking weirdly specific questions about my schedule, my relationships, where I'd been spending my time. At first, I thought maybe she really did have some kind of sixth sense. Maybe being a mother for 18 years had fine-tuned her instincts to an almost supernatural level. But then, the coincidences became too frequent, too precise, too impossible to explain away with maternal intuition alone. She knew about my breakup before I posted about it on social media. She knew I'd changed jobs before I told anyone in the family. She even knew about the minor fender bender I had in a grocery store parking lot that I'd specifically decided not to mention to avoid worrying her unnecessarily. So this year, for Mother's Day, I decided to test her psychic abilities in a very special way. I spent weeks meticulously preparing the perfect gift for her special day. I bought her a gorgeous antique jewelry box from her favorite vintage store downtown, the exact kind she'd been admiring and hinting about for months. But instead of filling it with the jewelry she was expecting, I put something much more meaningful and revealing inside. 23 devices total. Every single AirTag I'd found sewn into my backpack, jacket linings, and even my shoes. 3 hidden cameras that had been disguised as phone chargers in my apartment. GPS trackers that were magnetically attached to my car in places I never would have thought to look. But that wasn't all. I also included detailed printouts of my phone records, showing she'd somehow managed to clone my SIM card 6 months ago. Screenshots of the spy app she'd secretly installed on my laptop during Thanksgiving break. Photos I'd taken of her car parked across the street from my workplace, my gym, and even outside my friends' houses. The documentation was thorough, organized, and absolutely damning. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Open it up. I know you're going to absolutely love what's inside. I watched her face go through every possible human emotion as she opened that jewelry box. First confusion as she saw the strange collection of electronics. Then recognition as she realized what she was looking at. Then shock as the full scope of her surveillance operation became clear. Finally, this weird, guilty smile crept across her face like she'd been caught red-handed, but was still proud of her cleverness. "Honey, listen, I can explain all of this." "No need to explain," I interrupted, smiling sweetly. "Your psychic powers are absolutely incredible, Mom. You even somehow knew that I'd eventually figure out your little operation." She tried to laugh it off nervously, making some joke about being an overprotective parent, but I wasn't finished with my Mother's Day surprise yet. "Oh, and there's one more thing, Mom. Yesterday, while you were at your book club meeting, I took the liberty of switching all those tracking devices over to Dad's stuff instead. You know, his car, his golf bag, his work laptop." Her face went completely white. "So, your amazing psychic abilities might be very interested to know that according to your own sophisticated GPS tracking system, Dad's current location has been showing up at Jennifer Morrison's house every single Tuesday and Thursday afternoon for the past 3 months. Isn't that absolutely fascinating information?" The silence in the room was deafening. Her psychic powers definitely didn't see that plot twist coming.